Welcome everyone. I'm super excited about today's event. It's Journey to Excellence, how hard work and mindset unlocks success, okay? So I'm super excited to show you some secrets, some examples as to how you need to set your mindset, your strategy for 2021 and forward, okay? To unlock the key to success. So let's get started. Have you ever wondered what makes successful people? I mean, everyone asks, right? How do they do it, right? And that was when I started in real estate, I saw like Andrew Hunt, right? Rafael Vichal, they were owning like over 150 rentals. I was like, how in the world? Okay?
Hugo, there's an echo.
Okay, thank you.
No, we can't hear you.
How is this? Is this better?
Much better.
Okay, perfect. Thank you. Okay, so have you ever wondered what makes successful people? And that was, I mean, I was just so fascinated about their success, right? Andrew Holmes, Rahul Vishal, Frank Monos, all the key players in the industry. How do they do it? What is it that they have? My thinking was that the prerequisite to be successful was to have talent, to have a high IQ. But guess what? I figured out that that was not the secret for success, because think about this, like Andrew Holmes, all these top players, right? Do you think they have twice as much IQ as you do, despite the fact that they make 100 times more money than you and I combined? But do you think they have that much more IQ than you and I combined? Of course not, right? Do you think they have 100 more hours a day than you and I? Of course not. So it's not about IQ, it's not about talent, right? So I'm going to show you what these individuals have and the secret for you to mimic so you reach the top level, okay? Not only in real estate, but in your life overall. So let's talk about, this is a French quote, right? They say, je ne sais quoi. So no matter what you're doing, right, there's a certain, what it means in French is, I don't know what, that is something that you just can't put your finger on, right? And that's what we're about to show you today, right? What does it take to be extremely successful? And let me tell you what the key is. The key is personality. So we're going to talk about 3 factors within personality that are going to make you successful. And this is what the very successful individuals have, okay? Conscientiousness. What it means is that these individuals have a tendency to be very responsible, organized, especially hard-working, goal-oriented individuals. So keep in mind, make a note, hard-working, oriented, goal-oriented individuals, okay? Second of all, they have determination, okay? But determination, let me tell you, it's a short-term intention. You may have the intention to, let's say, finish the meeting sometime. You may have the intentions to do more hours. Let's say if you're doing Uber, Lyft, or you have the intention to do something, right? Sometimes it may happen, sometimes it may not happen. So determination may come back if you're successful. So it's a short term, okay? Next, and this is the most important, okay? We have perseverance. Perseverance is the long term, okay? So what it means is that it's determination with the steroids, okay? Because it's a long-term objective that you have. And not only that, but despite how difficult it may seem, any task, you're gonna stick to it. It doesn't matter how many times you fail, you're gonna stick to it. Okay, so out of these 3 personality factors, to me, the most important is number 1, so consciousness. Okay, you have to have certain traits, hardworking and goal-oriented with perseverance, meaning that you stick to something and you never quit, okay? And actually, there's a phrase that I love, right? It says, success You never quit because you never know how far you are from it. Okay, so you never have to quit because you never know. Like Thomas Alva Edison, right? It took him 10,000 failures before he invented the light bulb. Okay, so you can never quit because you never know how far you're from success. It could be your next try. Okay, so that is part of perseverance. Now let's talk about the right mindset. And this is the second component of being successful. So the first component is having the right personality, okay? Meaning having been goal-oriented, hardworking, responsible with perseverance, sticking to something until you are successful at it. The second, and I would say this is the most important trait, okay? Having the right mindset. So there are two mindsets, okay? You have the fixed mindset and then you have the growth mindset. So the difference between them is that fixed mindset means that people think that intelligence is fixed, right? So you're either born with it or not. So people who have a fixed mindset, they're not willing to develop it. They're not willing to learn it. In fact, they're threatened by people who are very intelligent, right? So instead of being open-minded to learn, develop yourself, they believe that either you are able to do it or you are not able to do it. Okay, so that's the biggest difference with growth mindset. Okay, so a growth mindset believes that you can be the best at anything you want, okay? That you can sharpen your saw to become the best. That's gonna take time, perseverance, hard work, but guess what? You are going to be able to take on the challenges and do what it takes to be successful. And guess what? To be successful, you're gonna fail multiple times, but failing, getting up is being part of the success path. Okay, so you just have to have a growth mindset, and to have a growth mindset, you have to be willing to learn, be receptive to feedback, and we're going to go into the details of it. Okay, so that you get a very good understanding of the difference between a fixed mindset and a growth mindset. If you find yourself being a fixed mindset, I have great news for you. I'm going to give you the opposite, the growth mindset, and how you can adjust and change and move over to the growth mindset. Okay, so I'm going to give you an example. So we have fixed mindset on the left, and then we have the growth mindset on the right. Okay, so in fact, on the slide, green should be growth mindset. Okay, so just to make sure you don't get confused. So on the left, mindset is, or the intelligence is static, as I mentioned earlier. However, on the growth mindset, in fact, I want to fix this up, okay, so that it's a typo that we have. Growth mindset, super important. I want to make sure that nobody gets confused. So the green is the growth mindset. Okay, so the growth mindset is as follows. So intelligence can be developed as the growth mindset versus the intelligence being static. Okay, so on the left, it leads to desire to look smart, right? And therefore the tendency to not become better. On the other side, if you have a growth mindset, leads to desire to learn and therefore the tendency to achieve success. So now, how do these mindsets face challenges? Let me show you. So the fixed mindset, they avoid challenges. They want to be in their comfort zone versus the growth mindset. They embrace challenges. They are always looking to challenge themselves. They want to be in the non-comfort zone. Okay. Next, obstacles. So the fixed mindset, how do you think they're going to face obstacles? Check this out. They give up easily, okay? Versus the growth mindset. They persist and they become successful through perseverance, okay? So that's a big difference. Obstacles are going to be all over. We just need to overcome them. We're going to fall, but we need to get up. So that's having a growth mindset. Next, effort. With the fixed mindset, guess what? They see effort as fruitless or worse. Whereas for the growth mindset, they see efforts as the path to mastery. Okay? When you push yourself, they know that they're getting better and better and better every day by doing something small. And guess what? That leads the path to success. Criticism, right? We're being criticized left and right by others. So how do the fixed mind take it? They ignore useful negative feedback, okay? They feel criticized, so they ignore it, right? Because they think uh, they're they're good enough, which is good, but at the same time, they're not willing to develop themselves. Whereas the growth mindset, guess what? They learn from criticism, which is huge. Learning from criticism is just the way to go. You always need to have feedback. Ideally, they give you positive, constructive feedback, but some people are going to give you negative feedback. Guess what? You should also learn from that, okay? Super, super important. Success of others. So the fixed mindset, guess what? They feel threatened, as I mentioned earlier, by the success of others, whereas for the growth mindset, they find lessons and inspirations from successful individuals. That's how I felt. You know, when I saw very successful real estate individuals, to me, they were my inspiration. To me, they became my mentors, my advisors. I wanted to learn everything about them to see how they were able to be successful. And they had the growth mindset. All of them, okay? They were hardworking individuals, they had goal-oriented traits, and they had, above all, perseverance. They failed multiple times, but guess what? They never quit. They knew they were going to be successful. They didn't know when, but they persisted until they became successful. Okay, next. So as a result, the fixed mindset may plateau, meaning they're going to stay in the status quo and achieve less than their full potential. And that is very, very sad. Okay, whereas the growth mindset, as a result, they reach even higher levels than what they can imagine. Okay, so this is super, super important for you to understand that you've got to be in the growth mindset, where you embrace challenges, you push yourself, you're open to criticism, whether it's positive or negative, and that you find success in others as inspiration for you to grow. Okay, let me give you this example of Michael Jordan. Let's read this together. I've missed more than 9,000 shots in my career. I've lost almost 300 games. 26 times, this is the one that I love, I've been trusted to take the game-winning shot and I missed. Can you imagine this? I've failed over and over and over again in my life, and that is why I succeeded. I love this quote. People believe that he was very, very, very talented. In fact, obviously he is, but his talent is attributed to his hard work, okay? Perseverance, because he is a human being, imperfect as it could be, as you and I, but guess what? What set him apart was his perseverance. As you can see, he failed so many times. Look at that, 9,000 shots, okay? It's huge. Can you imagine how many basketball players quit way before Michael Jordan did? So this is just a great person to look up to, right? For his perseverance, hard work, and goal-oriented, okay? So now I'm gonna give you 5 steps journey to excellence, okay? Number 1, set a stretch goal. What does that mean? You need to get out of your comfort zone, right? You need to push yourself. How are you going to do it? Let me give you some examples. Be specific, set up a goal that stretches your as an individual, your goals, your mind, your body. Write down all your goals. Imagine more. Next, don't be content with where you are right now. Okay, so let me give you an example. How, in my case, am I stretching right now? What am I doing differently? Let me just give you a couple of examples. My objective for 2021 is to build an incredible, successful wholesaling team internal to ChicagoDealVault. So I'm pushing myself out of the comfort level, right? Because we've done very few wholesales. My wife and I, but guess what? We're working with the top wholesaler as our mentor, and we already have over 50 people as part of the team in the last 3 weeks. So it's been amazing, right? But we're pushing everything we can, everything in our hands. Okay, so you should always push yourself, stretch. I have a personal goal. Next year, I want to publish a book. Okay. So, I mean, we're in my mind. I mean, I'm not a writer by no means, but guess what? That's something that I want to do, and I will do that. Okay. So, always stretch yourself out of your comfort zone. Okay. Number two, learn a lot. Okay. Be a learning machine. In fact, let me tell you, Warren Buffett, the very successful Nebraska investor, says, I go to bed every night becoming smarter because he reads 500 pages a day. Okay? That is why he's extremely knowledgeable and successful, because you have to learn. Now, let me give you a tip of advice and show you what I've done. So I asked the team to give me a list of the top books in certain categories. Okay, so we bought the top 3 books in different categories. Let me quickly show you what they look like. Okay, top books. Okay, so right here, I have a spreadsheet with different categories. Okay, right here. One, gender is sales, best presenter, personal development, writing, best way to raise kids. Okay, so those are the areas that I'm interested in. So we were able to identify the top books, and we bought the top 3 books in each category. Now, am I gonna sit and read the book? Guess what? These are all going to be Audible, okay? It's a company owned by Amazon, audible.com, so you can turn your car into a university. When you drive, all of us drive, right? Listen, learn, okay? Pick your top books and learn, okay? While you are waiting, while you're on the car, while you are doing something else, learn, okay? So this is just a tip of advice that I highly suggest. Audible, I love it. So guess what? I have consumed so many books just by listening to them. Some people just like the physical book. It's your choice. But you know what I like about Audible? This is just my personal opinion, that when I listen to the book, guess what? You have the ability to increase the speed. So sometimes, guess what? I'm able to listen to a book twice the speed of what somebody can speak. Okay, so it's been amazing because I can consume books like 2 3 weeks. I can read an entire book or listen to an entire book. So to me that has worked amazing. Okay, so learn a lot. Next, practice with purpose. Okay, as they say, practice makes perfect. So what it means is that you've got to stick to your goals. Okay, the more you do something, the better you're gonna become. And remember, you never know how far you're from success. Okay, super important. Practice, and with practice comes execution. Super important. You know that a lot of people say knowledge is power. Well, guess what? Execution trumps knowledge all day long. Okay, you can consume 100 books a day, but guess what? If you don't take action on the things that you learn, it all goes to waste. It ends right there. It stays in your mind. Okay, so execution, and guess what? It may not be perfect. It may not be perfect, but you're going to become better every day. You're going to become better. Okay, so you have to execute. Super important. And let me just give you an example. Okay, this is a personal example that I have, with my daughters. I want them to value work and money, because oftentimes when we go to a store, they say, oh, daddy, can I get this, can I get that? So I wanted them to learn the value of what it takes to make money, right? So let me show you what we did. I'm gonna pull it up on the screen. Let me just tell you what it is, and then I'll show you on the screen. I told my girls, okay, girls, I'm gonna give you a lesson for you to know what it takes to make money. So you're gonna need to work. So I was thinking, what can I do? I mean, they're like 10 years old and less, 10, 8, and 3 years old. So I said, what can they do? We went to a car wash and I saw somebody drying the cars, right? I said, boom, we can dry cars. Once they come out of the car wash, we can dry them. And maybe they get tips and they make money. So we went to a car wash and I said, hey, would you allow my daughters, myself to dry the cars? And they said, oh, no, no, no. For insurance purposes, we can't do that. I said, well, I'm not gonna give up. There are like 100 more car washes out there. So we went to another one. And then spoke to the owner. I said, can I have my daughters dry the cars when they come out of your car wash? They said, oh, no, 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 we can have that because of insurance purposes. Then, well, that was a hint. They might fall, they might get hit. It makes sense. So I said, we're gonna scratch that up, but I'm not gonna give up. Okay, then we were thinking, and then the snow came last night, right? I said, we need to profit from it somehow. We need to be able to do something. I said, what can we do to help other people? I said, boom, let's clean snow. So I talked to my daughters and I said, we're gonna clean the snow tomorrow. And they were like, where, Daddy? And then how is that gonna work? I said, we're gonna do something. We're gonna make a flyer. We're gonna distribute that in the neighborhood. And guess what? We're gonna tell them that we are going to clean their driveway, their car, and put salt for free. For them to value work and money. And obviously, on the note that we handed out, I put a quote that said, if you like what we do, my daughters would greatly appreciate a tip. Okay, so let me show you the flyer that we came up with. Okay, so this is the flyer. Let me pull it up on the screen. Here we go. Okay, get your driveway and car cleaned for free today only. Who? So I'm your neighbor. That's my address. When? Today only, Wednesday, December 30th. Why? Teaching my daughters the value of money and work. Okay, how? We're gonna use a shovel, just the details, right? Put some salt. And then I said, act now. Text your address to my cell phone, and then we're gonna come within 2 hours to clean your driveway. If you like our work, my daughters will greatly appreciate a tip. Okay, then so what we did is we drove by the neighborhood, and then we put this on their door to all the houses around where we live that had a lot of snow, in the driveway, in the car. So guess what? We got a couple of messages from neighbors that they wanted us to clean their driveway. So boom, we zoomed there, we cleaned the driveway. It was an amazing experience. So my daughters were shoveling the snow today. Okay, and then they really value work and money. They got tips, they got toys. They were over the moon. But one of my daughters was saying, "Oh, Daddy, I'm getting tired. My hands are hurting." I said, "Good, because now you're gonna understand what it takes to make money." Okay, so this is just an example of execution, right? Was it perfect? Maybe not perfect, but at least we're pushing them. I want them to teach them the value of work and money. Okay, so again, practice, execute. Practice makes perfection, but you need to take action. Okay, next, get feedback. Super important. Getting feedback. You may get negative feedback. People might say, that's a crazy idea. I've never heard that before. Never give up. Understand, process what they say, but stick to what you believe. Have faith in yourself, okay? In fact, the wholesaling team that we're putting together, we have some newbies, right? But guess what? We have faith in them. We don't know how it's gonna work for them, for us, but I have faith in them that is going to work amazing, because I see that our mentor that is training us has done hundreds of wholesaling deals. So I have faith that even if they're newbies, they're going to be very successful. Okay, why? Because we're working, we're learning, we're taking action, we're executing. Okay, so, and at the same time, every meeting we talk about feedback. We want to get feedback from the members. What are we doing wrong? What is it that you want to see more? What is it that you don't like? How can we improve? We always try to get feedback, okay? And in fact, when we developed DealVault was created from feedback by the top key players, okay? They told me, okay, Hugo, you've got to do this, you've got to shape this, you've got to change this, you've got to add this, remove this, update this, and so forth. It was all about feedback. You have to be so receptive. And once DealVault is out, we get feedback, constant feedback from members. We're constantly changing, updating to make it better and better for everyone, okay? So always be receptive to constructive and negative feedback and learn from it. Next, listen, reflect, and start the cycle again, okay? So understand that achieving excellence and success is a process, right? So it's not an overnight thing that you're gonna get. Like Michael Jordan was not successful overnight, right? It took many, many years of perseverance, hard work, okay? So again, listen, reflect, and this is a process, right? You're gonna fail, you're gonna learn, you have to get up. That's what success is all about, okay? So play the long game. Okay, what it means is that many people give up easily because they're trained, were brainwashed for early gratification. Success is not early gratification, right? There's nothing like an overnight success. You have to put in the time, the work, and most importantly, actionable steps, right, in your life to be successful. And you need to be in for the long run, okay? Super important that it's not a short-term journey that you're taking on, okay? And again, this is what I mentioned earlier. It's a process, right? Falling and getting up, and you're gonna learn so much. Even the top performance, they fail and get up. They learn every single day. We like to learn from their mistakes, right? That is why we run so many webinars at ChicagoDealVault, because we're learning from everyone, including from the top players, okay? So that you don't make the same mistakes. But again, it's inevitable to not make mistakes. Even though we know quite a lot, guess what? We're making mistakes, but guess what? We're learning from them, and we're becoming better and better and better and better every time, okay? So friends, are there any questions on the line? I would like to make this an open discussion now. We have a great crowd. Okay, so let's go over the questions. Are there any questions? Okay, Sylvia. Okay, are there any questions, friends, regarding everything that we talked about? If not, let's quickly summarize what we talked about, okay? The excellence to success. Okay, so to be successful, we're gonna quickly summarize. Most people think that you have to have a high IQ or you have to have talent. Success is not about talent or high IQ. Success is about having the right personality and the right mindset, okay? And in fact, I'm gonna write these down on the board so that you can see it. So, or maybe just go through the screenshots if it's easier for everyone just to see. Okay, so success is about having the right personality, okay, and then you have to have three things. But among these three things, the most important is having number A and C, perseverance and consciousness. Okay, consciousness means that you have to have goals, you have to be responsible, hardworking, and perseverance is that you never give up, okay? Let me tell you, when we started DealVault, oh my goodness, they told me, Hugo, it's not a good idea. You're gonna waste your time. I never gave up, okay? And something amazing came out of that. So personality number one, the right mindset is super important, okay? You have the fixed and the growth mindset. So with the growth mindset, you're gonna be able to overcome challenges because you're gonna be learning from mistakes. You're gonna take criticism as a way for you to develop. You're gonna take other success as a way for you to get inspired and learn from them, okay? So having the right mindset, in this case, the growth mindset, to always be willing to learn, it's key. So personality and the right mindset. Okay, super, super important. And again, the 5 steps for you to achieve excellence. Number 1, stretch yourself. Okay, so set a goal that is going to take you out of your comfort level. Number 2, learn a lot. Okay, use Audible, listen to books, read books. You've got to sharpen your saw. Okay, super important. Number 3, practice, practice, practice. And most importantly, execution. Execution trumps knowledge all day long. Even if you make a mistake, it's okay. Execute, try it. If you're in real estate, make a phone call. Don't be afraid of rejection with the owner. Give it a try. Nothing is perfect. You will never ever know everything. If you're waiting for all the stars to line up, that you'll never make a phone call, right? Just make a phone call, see how it goes, and you're gonna learn from it. Okay. Number 4, feedback. Be open to feedback, positive or negative. Always learn from other people's feedback. Super, super important. And finally, listen, reflect, and start the cycle again, because success is about falling and getting up, falling and getting up. I want to leave you with Michael Jordan's quote, which is my favorite, right? I miss more than 9,000 shots in my career. I've lost almost 300 games. 26 times I've been trusted to take the winning shot, and he missed, okay? And he failed over and over again in his life, but that's what made him so successful, okay, friends? So again, having the right personality, meaning being goal-oriented, hardworking, having perseverance in your personality, and having the growth mindset. Be willing to learn. Get people to give you feedback is what it takes to be successful in life, and obviously in real estate. Okay, so thank you everyone for joining tonight. I wish you a wonderful, happy 2021 to you, to your family. I'm super excited to have you as part of Chicago Deal Vault. I look forward to having you be more successful next year, having more joy, being happier, and obviously making more money next year. We're going to have and allocate all our resources for you to be more successful next year. That's my commitment to you. Okay. So thank you everyone for joining. Happy 2021. I look forward to seeing you next year.